Thank you so much, Minister De Marie, and thank you to the Danish presidency to put enlargement really on the top of Europe's agenda. You've been mentioning Copenhagen Criteria. Those criteria in the past have enabled very successful enlargement, and we should build on this also for the future enlargements. And a word of thanks also to you, dear Michael. Your work on rule of law and democratic resilience is central to a credible enlargement process and actually to the whole European Union. I am happy that today's discussions were very concrete, also forward-looking, and we focused on how enlargement strengthens Europe's security. You've been mentioning a new geopolitical momentum. And they are also, you know, it's about prosperity and it's about resilience. And together with the candidate countries, thank you for inviting also the foreign ministers of the candidates. We discussed the conditions for successful reforms and how we can make citizens of the future member states feel EU benefits before their countries will become a member of the EU. As has been mentioned, EU enlargement has become somehow entangled in this geopolitical contest between free democratic societies on one side and the authoritarian regimes on the other sides. And we see this, of course, most brutally in Ukraine, but we see it also in a more subtle, hybrid ways in other candidate countries, such as the Republic of Moldova, where they will have parliamentary elections at the end of September, and we really see huge engagement financially from the side of Russia to bring the Republic of Moldova away from the European path. And this is why I often refer, when I speak about the enlargement, that it is much more than the enlargement itself. For me, it is really about the unification of Europe, where we will be able to secure security of all of us only by integration of them into the Union. And only a Europe that can stand up to secure our continent will be then stable and safe also in the future. And my message today is that the doors of our Union are open, and those doors will stay open for those who meet the Copenhagen criteria fully, fairly, and also transparently. And because one thing comes out very clearly from today's discussion, successful enlargement does not come with a geopolitical discount. If our union is to become stronger, and in this case it is also about us, not only about the candidate countries, accession will remain, I am a guarantor for this, a strict, fair and merit-based process, fully dependent on the objective progress achieved by each candidate country. And here I have to say that I am, even if I'm strict, I am also optimistic, and the things are moving faster than at any point in the last 15 years. For instance, Montenegro and Albania stand as front runners. Negotiations are progressing steadily and firmly. Ukraine and Moldova are now in the final process to finish the screening of all 6 clusters, so just in 1 year. And this is also a success. When somebody are arguing that it is not going, it is really moving a lot and as fast as never before. So both countries have done their homework and both countries are ready to start negotiations on the cluster 1. Ukraine did remarkable progress in extremely difficult circumstances. It is for the first time in the history of the EU that we have a candidate country which is at war, and the latest escalation of Russian attack is casting serious doubts about Russia's willingness to move to peace. It strengthens our determination to support Ukraine in all possible ways. At the same time, Ukraine must continue implementing its commitments to the EU, especially in the area of the rule of law and anti-corruption. Today we also discussed ways to advance in accession negotiations despite bilateral concerns of some member states, while respecting the negotiation framework and the prerogative of the Council. In this regard, the Commission has simplified already certain steps in the accession negotiations within the limits of the accession methodology, but of course the Commission is also open to further improvements subject to consent in the Council. Another important point, of course, no enlargement can be successful if it is not matched by support at home. I presented the results of a new special Eurobarometer on enlargement published today, and the results confirm the upward trend of public support for enlargement since the war in Ukraine. So, taking care about our security has increased pro-enlargement sentiments. Also here in Denmark, the average of the EU 27, it's 56%, meaning 56% of our citizens are in favour of further enlargement, with the highest support here in the north of Europe, and especially congratulations Denmark, being on the top together with Sweden. Nearly 80% of your citizens are supporting the enlargement. And I'm especially thrilled that around 2/3 of the young people are in favour of expanding our union. But of course, we have done this survey to see what we have to do more, and there is plenty to do more. We need to bring support in all EU member states above 50%. It is not at the time being, and there is clear demand for more demand for information for the citizens. 67% do not feel they have enough information. So there is a lot of work for me as a commissioner, together with our delegations and representations, and of course also with the member states, especially with the presidencies. And these surveys are our springboard. We also discussed with ministers how to build on these positive trends. Why is this important? There is really too much at stake. Enlargement is a strategic investment in a stable, democratic and competitive Europe with benefits for all citizens, and it contributes to peace, prosperity and a more united continent. But this story must be told from big cities to the tiniest village. And with this, that Europe is a peace project, we go somehow back to the roots of why the EU has been established at all. Therefore, addressing our citizens' concerns is crucial. It reiterates the importance to making our union fit also to welcome new members. Enlargement readiness and EU readiness are the same project. So together with my colleagues, we exchange, as you have said, the ideas, Marie, on the Commission's sectoral pre-enlargement reviews, ways to make decision-making more effective under the current treaties. And I will finish that this is a twin track: enlarge and prepare at the same time. By advancing both together, we protect the credibility of the process, we keep public support on our side and make Europe stronger, safer and more competitive.